It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and it's Walkabout Wednesday in my mid-April succulent garden. And some of you have commented how hilarious it is that I state the obvious in that it's like April 13th or it's spring or whatever, like duh. But what you're not remembering is that a lot of people tune into these videos for the first time 6 months from now, a year from now, whatever. So they do need the reference. All right. Well, since I saw you last in Walkabout Wednesday, I did have a day where I was able, it was actually my birthday, April 5th. I was able to just spend it out here. And it was phenomenal. I had the best time. Couldn't walk the next day, but it was a wonderful day. So, kind of wanted to show you some things peaked, some things still haven't come into their spring glory yet, and there's some things that we're going to have to dial in pretty soon. So, as you know, with gardens, you're never done, are you? I mean, they're always doing something, and some of it's good and some of it's not. The euphorbias are looking lively. The Harita, the snowflake, this is a phenomenal spot. Better luck than good management, but what a great spot for that plant. One day, soonish, I will be taking it out of this pot because it is starting to throw off a lot of pups and it's going to get too crowded, and I just can't wait to see this go crazy in the garden itself. Mammillaria, this is a really slow grower, and when it was given to me by my team member Miles, if I remember right, I think it had like 3 or 4 heads, no more. And now it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is cresting, and then it's got 3 or 4 little babies in the middle and a little baby there. So it's just defying all expectations, and I think it's going to be happy in that Talavera pot for a really long time. This euphorbia, pouted this winter, dropped all of its leaves, and is just starting to show a little liveliness. If you're worried about your plants, if they dropped all their leaves in the wintertime and you think they're dead, give them a squeeze. And if they're not mushy, and they've got some, this feels very X-rated right now, but Laura, get your mind out of the gutter. If they're firm to the touch, not mushy, not wobbly, if they're erect, there, I said it, you're fine. They're just still dormant and they should leaf out or splooge. I might as well just go all the way with this anytime soon. So just keep talking dirty to them. Okay, Millii, yes. Who would have guessed? This struggled in the ground, and I put it in this tiny little pot, and it's been happy here for years. Remember the crest? You can't hardly see it now because it threw off another branch. The whale's tail back there, that really super cool crest. What a fun, pretty plant. I am enjoying that one so much. And then, the semi-shade gutters. We're in the early afternoon. It's about lunchtime now. And you can see that these are pretty much in sun, but they do get quite a bit of protection from the hottest part of the day, and they just do not disappoint ever. They are looking great. Wouldn't change a thing. This funky little euphorbia starting to leaf out again, and I know you guys have told me many times what this is, but since I never work with it on the regular, I cannot remember what it's called. So remind me again, please, in the comments. Yeah, so yeah, everything else is, the collectible tables. Oh, I missed it. Look at this. I had a gigantic flower. Oh my gosh. I swear I was out here just a couple days ago and it wasn't even showing any signs of blooming, and I missed the beautiful flower. But look, it's got another baby, Greg. Remember, it had just the one. Now it's got 2. So that's super exciting. So happy. My gasteria, this brings me more pleasure than it probably should. I love pulling off the dead ones. God, that is the most rewarding thing, digging around in there and getting those Little spent leaves. Ooh wee, that feels great. Yeah, this hot mess of a nothing burger I will reinvent at some point, just not right now. The Bougainvillea pink ice. This is, despite the fact that we've had some cold weather, well, cold for us here in San Diego, it's basically been in flower for months. I'm just stoked because this is a really pretty variegated pink. And then, you know, the pot of succulents underneath it. Looks like we might have had a visit from a snail, possibly. Or it could just be hail damage. Snails usually take bites out of the leaves. You can see the old scarring on this Fred Ives from the hail. You can also, kind of like aging a tree by the rings in the bark, you can tell that hail event was a minute ago because the new growth is unmarred. Oh my goodness, the gayei is doing its thing, leafing back out again. Obviously, this is not a plant that I'm going to want to squeeze to see if it's alive or not because it's covered in thorns, but look at that, new little growth. So we're all good there. And the Brugmansia is in full leaf and should set bud very soon and give me a plethora of flowers. This one is intermittent all year round. And Greg's favorite, the Calandrinia. This was dropped by a bird. I did not plant this, but I do allow it. See, this is I think the way to handle Calandrinia. The flowers are fantastic. Just the prettiest thing in the world. The plant, not so much. It's not that cute. So I accidentally have it interplanted amongst a bunch of cotyledons and sedums and Fred Ives, so that when it isn't flowering, it kind of blends in with the rest of the landscape and you don't notice it so much because it can get really woody. But yeah, this is the perfect scenario for this plant, I think. And the Bougainvillea has done great. We almost batted 1,000, not quite. You can see I have 1, 2, and 3, and these are all different colors. Clearly this one is pink. This one is my Barbara Karsh, which is kind of a hot pink, and this one is a San Diego red, and it's not doing anything. So had I to do it all over again, I would have done my homework and got compatible blooming Bougainvillea. I had hoped that as these aged and got more mature, that they would stay in flower longer, and they have, but I can't ever quite seem to get all 3 of them to go off at the same time. The Aeonium procera is in transition right now. It's blooming, leafing and not leafing and doing it's just so reflective of spring, isn't it? Wild. I mean, it's just doing 13 things at once. But look at the little poof of a bloom up there at the very tippity top. For, I would say, wouldn't you say, Greg, that it's about 20 feet tall now, at least? Yeah, 20, 25 feet tall, the tallest. And it's got a little flower up there on top, so that's fun. My Crassula argentea sunset that I have all over the garden are turning really pretty yellow right now. That's another really exciting thing. It's, you know, it's just got that typical jade conformation. And when it isn't stressed, it looks like this. It's basically just green. So I just love it when it turns yellow. It just does things for me. Let's see, what else? Oh, well, you know, we didn't talk about the lemon tree last Walkabout Wednesday. Meh. I don't know. I mean, I will say that it has set fruit, and they haven't fallen off yet. I mean, I see, like, quite a few lemons. And that's good, because these historically have tasted good, if I can remember back that far. But yeah, there are lemons all over it. It's even got some more blossom. But the leaves, I mean, the leaves just are so dull. They're not vibrant and shiny. They're just, it's clearly still, you know, malnourished. And I've done all I am prepared to do. You know, I keep jokingly saying that when I get a lemon, it's going to be like a $50 lemon because of all the money I've poured into fertilizers and Epsom salts and soil conditioners and whatnot. But it's been a fun experiment, and I'm not ready to quit on it yet. If the lemons, you know, actually happen, may give it a stay of execution for another full year. And then this little miracle, the wisteria, who over time has grown this way and provided a very gorgeous umbrella for my succulent fountain, which, let's be honest, doesn't look great right now, does it? Now that I'm looking at it with really fresh eyes, it's kind of a hot mess. Yikes. Ugh. Yeah. I think that might be a project for us. Let's tear this fountain apart one day soon and redo it. Yeah, the Morganianum that you're looking at right now is stunning, and I don't want to disrupt that plant. It's so pretty, but the rest, I've got these aloes that bloomed out. I put in some bigger aloes in here because I was so tired of everything frying. I wanted to experiment with doing tougher plants, and that's a good idea. But then, you know, they have such aggressive root systems that I don't know, they're getting too big. And these look terrible. These Morganianum do not look good up here. The little Vera Higgins and the Sedum rubertinctum and the California Sunsets look good, but the rest of it needs to go. If you're wondering what this is the little tomentosa, the little Kalanchoe tomentosa chocolate soldier, or I think it's chocolate soldier. The blooms are so pretty and so interesting on that plant. That's a winner. And I've learned too how things do in this fountain depending on exposure, and how the back always looks better than the front because it gets more shade. My Agave attenuata variegata is lovely, despite the fact that it got hit with a little bit of hail. Doing a lot of growing right now. Just threw off this gorgeous new leaf. Looks like it's getting ready to unfurl some more. And I did look under her skirts recently, and she's not got any pups for me yet. So I hope she throws off some babies. I would hate to lose her without having some offspring. The quadricolor, Agave lophantha quadricolor, I keep, you know, taking the pups as I see them and just allowing that great big mother to flourish right there. And I really like her better as a specimen. And my blue glow got smacked by the neighbor's basketball. So Sandy and Lakeside, I promised you I would show you what that looks like when a blue glow gets hit and has cosmetic damage. Not the same as rot, which would cause the leaf to turn black and be mushy. You can see where that just got hit and now it's scarred. The roses, you're going to have to tune in next week or the week after. I remember I was concerned that I might have cut the roses back too late in the season. I guess I didn't, because they are just loaded with buds. Oh my gosh. This one, look at this one's getting ready to go. How sweet is that? But this entire fence line will be covered in roses in a couple of more weeks. I cannot wait to share that with you guys. And the Ruchia. Oh my goodness. Thank you, follower Lizette, for sending me a photo of her Ruchia in zone 9. I believe you said B. I love this plant. And even when it isn't flowering, it's still a really nice, leathery, textural ground cover if you can get it to grow. And it is a bit persnickety. So if you've had success with Ruchia, please let me know in the comments, and let me know what what zone, what hardiness zone you're in, and if you're not sure, just what city would be super helpful. The Aeonium Sunburst Crest. I had a client tell me last week that she didn't like crests, and I don't know if I like her anymore. I don't know. I mean, who doesn't like crests? I can't understand that type of mind that doesn't like this, because this is so stunning, isn't it? Maybe it's just me. Weigh in if you want. I guess we're all entitled to our opinion, right? The imbricata, the Echeveria imbricata, my hen and chick. God, this alyssum is just relentless. It's supposed to be pupping, and it isn't yet. Still just have the two, which keep growing. And I know you guys have told me, oh, just cut off the head. And you know me, I'm usually very cavalier about that sort of thing, but imbricata is one I can't get my hands on anymore, and I don't want to screw this up. I really don't. So I've just kind of left it here and keep hoping that it's going to figure it out. Very healthy, very happy. It's just not really pupping. So we'll keep an eye on that. Then I've just got some random Fred Ives that I pulled out of something. And I don't know if you can see, but they're starting to throw off little roots where it was just dropped on the ground. So if I leave these here, which I probably will, just toss it on the rock, it'll figure it out. Oh no, it's been kind of windy, and my crazy, whatever that thing is, what is that, a chicken? Fell over. But yes, super excited to see what happens with my Kaleidoscope Man Agave. I'm really happy with that in the pot. I see a little new floral of growth, and it wasn't happy in its container before, so giving it more room, I think, was the answer there. And our fun new variegated agave is still looking super duper. Probably the next thing to go out of here to a client will be my truncata, my Agave perii. Not for a while though. It's still, I mean, this is going to get too big, but it isn't yet, and it's perfect, and I love it. And this, I think this is Titanota, and it's going to get, it's going to get massive. But it's slow. I mean, this has been here for a couple of years. It's not really done much. And then here is the rum runner that we moved from the hidden spot in the garden last Walkabout Wednesday. And it still hasn't quite settled in. It's still a bit of a hot mess, but I think it'll figure it out and be really beautiful right there. And maybe this, the old Garden of Death, trash can garden, maybe this will be a really good spot for that Harita, for that snowflake euphorbia when it's time to take it out of its pot. That might inspire me to give up my perii a little quicker. We'll see. And then the euphorbia in the pot, where we took out the pink jasmine, then your great suggestion to hang the tractor seat. And then to remind me again, guys, what this is, this twizzly euphorbia in the Susanok pot. Again, not one I use on the regular. I had kind of mixed success with it. It was not doing well in some of the gardens I put it in, so I sort of stopped. But it really, really has loved it in this pot. It's doing fantastic, and it is highly abused. I do nothing. It sometimes gets water, but that's it. I haven't done a thing with it. And frankly, the soil level has dropped. I mean, it's like halfway down in the pot, but the plant just is making me look like a really good gardener, isn't it? Maybe I should at least give it a little half turn or something. If you want your plants and pots to grow a little more symmetrically, give them a quarter turn or so every couple of months, because they are always going to be reaching for the sun, which can make them look kind of conky wampus. All right, well, that's my story. I'm sticking with it. Tomorrow we are doing a huge one-day maintenance at Gale's in Bayho. I'm going to have 8 crew on that maintenance. We are going to tear in. You'll know it when you see it. big, beautiful property. We're going to be making some changes. There's a couple of plants in particular that we're going to be digging out because she doesn't like them. She thinks they look angry. And you guys are going to laugh when you see which ones she's talking about. And you're going to also be super jealous and want them. So that's tomorrow. And then Saturday, I'm going to be installing some gorgeous succulents in some pots in a courtyard in Escondido. And Blonde Terry will be back. She's been on vacation visiting her daughter at college, and she's going to be working with me on Saturday. And then next week, we've got the back deck project in Little Italy / Bankers Hill / Mission Hills. It's all right in there. And that's going to be extremely inspiring. I'm going to be working with a little bit of mixed medium on that one. Not just succulents. She wants some fluffy leafed shrubs or flowering plants. So since they're going in pots and she understands she's got to keep them alive, I can do that. I can go to Home Depot and buy some perennials, no problem. So we're going to mix things up. It's going to be absolutely stunning, and can't wait to share it with you. So thanks so much. We are at 98,200 and something, I think, subscribers, and we are planning a ranch trip at the very end of May. So if you want to see the ranch, now would be the time to push that button, because if we hit 100,000, I'm going to take you on a tour of the property inside and out as a thank you for your subscribing and for joining and supporting me through your contributions, through your super thanks, through your monthly, whatever that is, joining, subscribing, sharing. My daughter, Elizabeth, had a coworker email her today and tell her that her mom has been popping up in her suggestions, her YouTube suggestions, and she has no idea why, but she's really enjoying the videos. So the word is spreading thanks to you guys. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with Walkabout Wednesday and your succulent tip of the day. Bye guys.